We were banging our heads across this country back and forth, and we're just like, what's going on? How come, you know? And then all of a sudden we realized maybe Canada wasn't the door that we needed to be knocking on.
Every time I went down to the States to do an interview, you played on every tour. Every single tour.
Yeah, every time you came down to do an interview with somebody else, we saw you there.
Yeah, because your label didn't pay
like
for it.
Walking by.
Yeah, with a stroll.
Like, George, how you doing, buddy? Oh, you're going to interview Godsmack. Oh, okay.
2 years ago, they barely even let us on the stage, I think, over on the second stage. And,
we were a guy just crashing the party, I think, so they wouldn't let us in. But now it's pretty cool feeling.
I get to be that guy for, well, if this is our 15 minutes of fame, I get to be that guy for 15 minutes.
You guys are the single most nominated group here at the MMVAs.
I want to leave here with no awards. I want to get skunked. I think that would be awesome.
I want Sum 41 to win all 12.
All 12.
Because we took that Juno from them, so we owe it to them.
How did it feel when you heard how many times you were nominated?
Dirty.
We felt dirty.
Kind of slutty.
Yeah, exactly. Nickelback, how you remind me.
Who is it? I say that would be...
I'm looking for a nickel bag. It's Nickelback.
Well, I'm a little excited right now.
Sorry about that.
It's overwhelming and it's unbelievable, and it really, truly is the epitome of the dream come true.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Nickelbacks for their years of hard work and dedication. It's now my privilege to present a key to the city to the members of the Nickelback.
I don't know how we wound up with the key to the city.
Ryan?
You'd think that our first key might come from, I don't know, Vancouver or, you know, Calgary, someplace in Alberta maybe, but no. Toronto has the biggest heart. I hope this gets us into all the major jewelry stores and banks around Toronto. Thank you. We expect nothing, and that way anything that happens is always a bonus. That's low expectation.
Low expectation.
Our next guests are a Canadian band that has quickly become the hottest act in the music business.
Tonight they're performing the #1 single, How You Remind Me.
Every 3.2 minutes in America, How You Remind Me is played. It's the most played song in the history of American radio.
Yeah. Probably by now the most hated song in all of, you know, North American history. See, now that's one of those things you try not to, you know, otherwise we're going to wind up with our heads so far up our own asses that we're not going to know if it's night or day. You got to stay grounded. I think the funny thing is the song is actually longer than that, so there's just a continuous stream of How You Remind Me of America.
That's what radio stations do. They overplay everything.
How You Remind Me was like the worst video of all time. God, it was just horrible. And it cost us a fortune. And those two losers who shot it for us ripped us off. We want our money back.
This is our stairway to heaven. This is our highway to hell. This is our Hotel California.
Yeah. The music business is like...
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like... It's going to be like you hit your point, and now we have to like spiral, downward spiral. It's like that, can I say, behind the music? It's like, you know, they were at the top of the world, and then tragedy struck.
Right after this commercial break.
Just everything that for us that's going on in the U.S. is just, we just thank God every day.
I'm curious to know if making a video changes at all in light of your recent success in the States.
We get hot meals, cold meals.
It was funny when we got off the stage in Austin, Texas, and the guy comes up and goes, "That's some good old Southern rock and roll." And we're like, "Yep, that's Southern Alberta."
We are Canadians. Never disputed that fact for a second. It feels really good that Canada has embraced it. 99.9% of the people from Hannah support us very much, you know, and still do. And then that other 0.1% that didn't like us, you know, didn't like me before I left town, you know, just have conveniently hopped on the bandwagon, and that's okay. I forgive you.
How the hell do you wind up like this? You know, there were a few people that were took us anti-Chad at, early in his life. And I think it's nice for him to kind of come back and say, you know what, you guys are all wrong.
Usually that kid that you beat up in high school, or that nerd that you picked on, that's the guy that goes on to write songs that sells 1 million records, and you wind up dressing like him. Overall, a lot of people in the industry, it feels, didn't think that Nickelback was going to do well. This is sort of like our, yeah, what do you think now?
You guys are playing back here in your home province.
Sure.
Does that have any significance for you whatsoever?
It means that a lot of family and friends and people that we haven't seen in a long time are going to get to kind of see us do our thing now.
I mean, Canada's where we got our start. We're not neglecting anybody.
You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy.
This has been a pretty crazy year. It's going to be hard to top that, but like I said, that's the nature of the business. It's like you're never going to, you can sell 20 million albums, and then people are going to expect you to sell 21 the next album.
We got to do 2 world tours. We got to, have 6 tour buses and blow everything up on stage, and we played to thousands and thousands and thousands of people all over the world, and that was a lot of fun. And if it all ends tomorrow, we still got to do it.
We all had the opportunity to walk away many, many times previous to now, when things were a lot harder than they are now. Back when we couldn't afford to put gas in a minivan to tour Canada, back when we were in the hole $100,000, and if we didn't get a record deal, we'd be paying this thing off like a house. We could have went, forget it. We're walking away now.
We've accomplished more than 90% of artists will ever accomplish in their lives. We have done things that hardly anyone gets to do.
Some things are hard to adjust to. Like, I still find it hard to adjust to. I never thought it would have gotten that bad. One day in Florida, I was like, oh, wow, we're, being mobbed by people who want us to sign everything from, okay, I'll sign everything. And instead of like 1 or 2 people running up to you, it's like 100. And it's no longer safe.
That tension generally does make me tense. I very much prefer to be sort of a part of the background. You don't have to worry about, stealing all the spotlight when you play the bass, and I'm very, very comfortable with that.
Chad, and, oh my gosh, Ryan. I'm sorry, yes. Ryan.
It's okay. It's okay, Billy.
I like to be able to go out to the movies or whatever, and not have to meet people that know me, but I don't know them.
Right.
That whole situation can be a little bizarre sometimes.
What we do is not normal.
I can't think of a downside. I really can't. I wish I could.
I can. Let me step in there.
There may be the odd downside, but it gets dealt with so fast that the downside gets erased. We have the ability right now to write our own ticket, and if we're not happy with something, we can make a change and become happy with it.
You understand the pitfalls.
Yes.
But you're still happy.
Yes. Very happy, actually. Pitfalls are half the fun.
It's that whole thing I just mentioned earlier about making your bed,
Yeah.
There you are, you're famous now.
Yeah.
Good or bad, here it is. The entertainment people who complain about signing autographs or doing press are kind of like maybe need a perspective awakening and realize, how good they really do have things.
I feel like now is a great time in our lives to take advantage of the situation that we're in, and why not?
Does any of this feel like work?
To me, no. None of it. It's a big fat joke, because I know people who do really, really, really hard work for a living and make a lot less money. If this is how you make your living, it's not that bad. Not that bad at all.
Every day that we put on a concert and people show up, that's a blessing, every
And what is a small town charm? Because
Lots of please and thank yous.
you get your ass kicked if they cross you, though.
That's the other side of small town.
I used to live in Vancouver. We all sort of live on the outskirts, My brother's out in a town called Aldergrove. I'm just on the corner of Langley, 2226.
256th Street, Alder Grove.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Personally, I'm doing my best to see to it that Vancouver becomes a scene.
Nice band community. Yeah. All the bands sort of help each other out.
With Default.
How did you hook up with Chad Kroeger?
He actually got his hands on the demo and convinced my parents and convinced all of us to sink 20 grand into this. He helped us with a little bit of writing, and he produced our independent release.
I produced their album, worked with the boys. We got them signed to TVT in America.
He just hooked us up with every connection.
He was so passionate about our music. We would play him a new song. Show me the new song. He'd be like, oh my God. And he'd just be like a fifth member. He was an amazing producer.
Why do you think you're a good producer?
The hair. Most of it, A good producer is somebody that will get right in there and get their hands dirty in your song. They'll say, here, let me show you. Why don't you try something like this? It's like so slow. It's like, I gotta hear it. If there's parts of the song that aren't good, a good producer will make it good. They're on my record company. Theory of a Dead Man is the flagship band for 604 Records. My partner in 604 Records happens to be John Simkin, Nickelback's lawyer.
Chad and I have a very strange relationship, but I mean, yes, he's always, I like the excitement of never knowing if he's going to punch me. It's kind of cool. It's exciting. It's like, is today the day?
I just don't see anybody helping bands. It's like everybody's holding the keys. If I don't put enough, an 18-hour day, I'm just not getting enough accomplished.
Chad Bizzo Kruger.
Chad Bizzo Kruger. I've gone on and have helped Default with their careers, and I've helped Theory of a Dead Man, just kind of gave them a little push in the right direction and just sort of show them the steps. I love doing that.
We didn't really have a mentor sort of like...
It wasn't until we got down there. It wasn't until we'd already got to the point where you needed to get to, where bands like Three Doors Down really helped us, took us on the road. Really same thing that we did for Default. The same thing that, we took Default as much as we possibly can. We've taken them with us. They still owe us money. If you got to go on the road, why not take your friends with you? We want to get people, jumping.
First gig I ever played on the road, Brooks, Alberta. Pretty much being a jukebox for drunk people.
That's tears, sweat, and blood.
It's pretty much the same drill though. Get on the stage, play the show. It's way louder and way more people working, and everybody isn't drunk, just most of them.
Oh, dude, I didn't want to stop, but I had to. That was the trick.
For a long time, people thought it wasn't cool to blow stuff up and have flames and explosions and yada, yada, yada. You could have a bank robbery and a car chase and a machine gun fight and everything else on stage as well. I mean, these are things that just never get old.
Well, I feel most sorry for you because it seems to me that the sides of your hair would be singed off by now after all those pillars of fire.
Well, yeah, I wear the hat now. It's slowly moving to being decapitated. That whole experience of being on the stage with Pyro is one of the most moving and satisfying things I can possibly do on the stage.